Hello everybody and welcome to Berringer, and there is a bit of a layout update. As you can see down this end, nothing much has really changed very much. Most of the work has actually been done, if I'll show you, is on this side. Now your eyes don't deceive you, it's not slowing on my layout, but basically I've just been doing some scenic work and some basically doing all the hills and everything, and the polystyrene that's underneath all of this has been carved out and shaped, and it's now got plaster bandage over it, which is what I've been doing the last 2 days actually. The left side was done last night, the right side has been done today, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. Because what's been happening also is down this end, I've also, at the fiddle yard end, I've extended another siding, which is this further one here, and there'll be another 2 lines on the outside. And some of you may remember that here used to be a blue background for the fiddle yard, but since I felt it wasn't needed anymore, I took it off, and what I've done is I've cut it, and what I've done is I've framed, I don't know if you can see, I've framed both sides, so you've got the blue on this side and also framed on this side as well, so the whole layout is actually completely framed. So if I just try and pan out a little bit, that's it, you can see that there's blue background on both. On the left hand side it's slightly lower, so you can get a better view of it. So, and I think it makes the layout look much better, and the framing has come actually all the way down to this end as well, because I was a bit concerned that the track on the far side, this one here, was a bit too close to the edge, and if there's any derailments then it might end up on the floor and damaging the loco and whatever else. But as you can see, there was still some blue left over from when I cut it, but this bit here is some scrap bit of plywood which I've had, which I've then cut, and if I show you from the outside, it's been cut. So but what's going to happen is that all this framed bit here is going to be painted in a sort of just a one colour, sort of grey or black or something like that, just to make it all neutral, and make it one colour, and then that will just help frame the whole thing and bring it all together. So that's pretty much what's been doing, and that's all I really have to tell you. As far as my layout's concerned, I've got my little 20 parked up here, and the only other thing I have to tell you is, if I just pause this a minute, a little video on these Brenton Model Village Mark 1 coaches in the maroon. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but basically all of my coaches have now been modified. I had modified 2 of them, and the other 2 have now since been modified, and as you can see, that they've had the Batman wheels put on them. Also, as you can probably see at the bottom end as well, they've got holes drilled up through the bogies, and basically that's for the Batman wheels to be able to run nice and freely, and also just to make sure that the coaches, like I said, do run freely and that they don't get stuck on the rails. The other thing I've done also is I've taken off the springs for the couplings at the back, so as you can see that's not going any, that will only go where it wants to go. So if I pull it to this side, it's not going to spring back, and if I put it over there, it's not going to spring back either, and that will allow the coaches to take their corners much better and avoid any derailments. So that's about it for the layout update. So take care and feel free to comment and subscribe. Bye for now. I should say as a footnote, in September's issue of the Hornby magazine, which is what I have in my hand, there is a guide which I'm following for building better tunnels, as you can see, and that's pretty much the basis of how I'm sculpting my scenery. And I love all these little bits that you can get on these magazines, because it really does help. And if I just show you, and it really does go through what you need to do and all the rest of it step by step. So if you're not sure how to do these things, I find that all these magazines and all these tips that all these magazines provide, whether it be Hornby, Railway Modeller or Practical BRM, I find them extremely useful, and currently I'm going through the process and I'm probably on step 12 on my building a better tunnel. So that will be my next step, and basically eventually as you turn the page you should hopefully end up with something looking fairly realistic like that. So all these bits and pieces that you get from all these magazines, it is well worth looking into, because it does help you learn how to do things. And also it's I've joined I'm part of the Model Railway group too, which is also very handy. So, and you can always find hints and tips as well. But this is also part of inspiration for my layout, is things like this, because you see these things and you think, oh, you know, I can have a go at that. I just follow it and have a little go and see how it goes. So I just wanted to highlight that to you. And like I said, it's on September's issue of the Hornby magazine, if any of you are interested. And like I say, take care, feel free to comment and subscribe. Bye for now.